What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. And for those of you who are actually new today, you are in for a treat. I am Rasheed, the man on the other side of the fence with the zebra stripes right there, man. Is Berick. You know, that's an interesting background there. I like that. All right, so today we're talking about the GOATs, man. Who's the greatest player? And a lot is split of all time. In basketball, it's split between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You know, and Berick and I, we were actually prepping for this, and the debate got really heated, man. Really heated. You know, really heated. So, Berick, take us off, man. Take us off, bro. Take us off, man.
Listen, I mean, we're going to always talk about the comparisons between LeBron James' success and obviously Michael Jordan's success. And we're not going to go too knee-deep in what Jordan was able to do in his time. But, you know, these two players have one thing in common personally, is that they were able to carry the league. It wasn't always LeBron this, LeBron that. Back in the day, it was Jordan this and Jordan that. And these two men are obviously great businessmen, and they're doing great things in the world off the court. These are similarities they had. Now, as far as going to who I think was the better player or still the better player at this point, yes, I'm going to go with his airness. I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. And the reason why I'm going to go with Michael Jordan is simply because Michael Jordan had this work ethic. He played hard every night. All right, I'm not disrespecting LeBron's fiery, but you know, that load management is what tilted the scale towards Jordan over LeBron. You never heard Jordan talking about anything about taking a night off. That season, they won 72 games. Jordan was out there playing against the weakest teams in the league, and he was playing at a high level. LeBron has had games here and there where he wasn't there. You complain about load management. That kind of brought me down a bit. But outside of that, LeBron is a great player and one of the greatest players that played this game. And he does belong on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. I will put that out there. But I'm going to side with Michael Jordan. I got numbers to back it up too. But I'm not going to go there just yet. Because at the end of the day, his airness, he had great success in the postseason. So much success that he never lost an NBA Finals series. And he had to go through a tough, rigorous kind of playoff concept, going through the Knicks and the Pacers and the bad boy Detroit Pistons back in the early '90s. He had to go.
Were any of those teams Golden State with Kevin Durant on there?
Hey, listen, that's one team, baby. Okay,
yo, that team right there is probably the greatest team assembled of all time. I don't think anybody was beating that team, especially Michael Jordan's Bulls, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's debatable because Michael Jordan's Bulls won 72 games in a more tougher defense-laden NBA.
All right, so we also got to look at the eras too. You were able to hand check back in the Jordan era. This era you can't hand check, and these players like Kevin Durant. What's his name? Steph Curry, very shifty, man. Very shifty, tricky off the dribble, can pull from 40. And also, like I said, being able to hand check, man, I played a lot of basketball, man, and I hand checked and I played without hand checking. And you being able to hand check, you know, you don't have to pretty much use a lot of your lower extremities. There's balance there. Without the hand checking, man, you're using a lot of pretty much your lower extremities, a lot of ankles, a lot of your knees. And this is why these players kind of need the load management. You've seen how explosive Derrick Rose is. You've seen how explosive John Wall is. I mean, I never seen, even like, I'm trying to think, like Derrick Rose, man. I mean, sometimes you can't comprehend the athleticism that these guys have on television. But with Derrick Rose, man, I mean, when you see that, I mean, whew, I mean, man, when at his pinnacle in a sense, though, you're asking, you can't hand check this guy. You can't, it was hard to even hand check Iverson, and you can hand check Iverson. You got to catch him. He was quick. And Derrick Rose is like way more explosive than Iverson.
Well, Iverson did play somewhat in that hand checking era too.
Yeah, he did.
Let's make sure we're clear about that. All right. And he was still elusive. He was still able to get to the basket. I understand in today's basketball, it'd have been harder to defend him. But you still have players that played back in that era that was able to get to the basket at will. And, you know, the bottom line is there were a multitude of teams that were tougher to defend and basically you have to go through. There wasn't no sweep. There were 5, 6, 7 game series that you had to endure the first, second, third round before you got to the finals. Yet the Bulls were able to get through there 3 years in a row, 2 different times, while Michael Jordan was a member of that team. Okay? I didn't see similarities with the LeBron James team. He went to Miami and lost that series to Dallas. Okay? When he went to Cleveland, they lost. I mean, there's been series where I say, come on, LeBron, you want to be compared to Michael. This is when you got to take this.
Yeah, I mean, but come on, man. He had the best, Michael Jordan had the best rebounder, Dennis Rodman. And not to mention, listen, Dennis Rodman was an excellent defender. A lot of guys don't realize that. I mean, I watched the game personally. He held Shaquille O'Neal to 0 points.
Yes, he did.
Go look. I can go YouTube that one. Go YouTube that one. Yeah. Held Shaquille O'Neal to 0 points. I was like 0 for 13 shooting. I was like, what?
Tony didn't do too bad against me in the Detroit series. So go ahead.
But Tony Kukoc, the best Euro at the time, and Kukoc was nice, 6'11", could shoot the ball, handles. Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr. So he had a squad, and even when Michael Jordan actually retired, they were a Hugh Hefner call from actually going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's fine, but that team. I take
LeBron off of Cleveland. I take LeBron even off these Lakers right now. I mean, look at this Laker roster, man. I mean, it just blows my mind on. Because listen, I looked at this roster. I said, "There's no way LeBron can win with this roster. It doesn't fit." I mean, Anthony Davis. We were talking about this about 8 or 9 months ago, Berick, when they acquired Anthony Davis. Well, you heard me. I said, "There's no way he's going to win with Anthony Davis. He can't really. He's not. I mean, he could shoot. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a sniper. It's not something that LeBron is actually used to playing with."
Yo, Anthony Davis. Well, listen, LeBron recruited him, bro. What are you talking about? He recruited him. You know what I'm saying? He felt like the best chance he had was to get AD over there, and there he was. One thing led to another.
No, but we. You know, I don't know about you. I know I was questioning the fit. I said, because you know, like Anthony Davis really, he's much more efficient around the rim. You know, and LeBron James is definitely much more efficient around the rim. So I figured like, okay, Anthony Davis is pretty much going to get in his way. When he got Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, they were pretty much floor spacers. Chris Bosh can actually, he can do some damage. You can run your offense through Chris Bosh, but he sacrificed his game to be a floor spacer for LeBron, to pull the big man out. But now you got LeBron actually playing with two bigs. I was like, hold on, man, this is not what LeBron actually, it's going to cause them a lot of problems here. And they just annihilated Miami right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, listen, this is an era, this is a team. I mean, we're going to always draw comparisons, brother. It'll never stop, man, because of his greatness, his level of competition, the way he approaches the game, his work ethic, and things of that nature, his ability to galvanize the team, the way he does on and off the court. It draws complete measurement and comparison to some of the great guys that played this game, like with Jordan included. And you don't forget about Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan, because these guys were just as successful on and off the floor.
Yeah, you can't measure it by rings, because if that's the case, Bill Russell's the greatest player ever. He has 9, I think. Yeah, about 9.
Well, we're not going to compare rings. We're comparing the players.
No, some guys, you go into the bars, the barbershops. Yo, 6 rings, Ra. 6 rings, Rasheed. I'm like, all right, it's not about the rings, because it's about a lot of things has to go right. Health. So let's compare the two players in a sense, though. LeBron can play 1 through 5. He can guard 1 through 5. Passing, better. Shooting, better. Durability, better. Rebounding, better. Scoring, Well, shot selection.
Scoring goes to Jordan.
A lot of bad shots too.
We don't compare shot selection, bro. We don't do it because at the end of the day, you gotta look at what goes on. LeBron shot 28.2% from the point per game in the playoffs, where Jordan shot 33.6%. So you look at, it's not just shot selections. It's basically the moment of the game. It's who you're playing alongside with. Jordan had a lot of great players on his team, yet he was averaging 30-something points, where LeBron averaged just over 27 points. So that means that LeBron.
Well, listen, I was giving that scoring thing to Michael Jordan, because I would say, yeah, Michael Jordan's a better scorer. But when Kyrie and Kevin Love went down in 2016, and this man averaged 36 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists against that loaded Golden State team, I was like, nah, man, nah. I never seen, my mouth dropped that whole series. And to me, he was, even though they didn't win the chip that year, LeBron was definitely the most. And listen, I wanted to actually state too that this is I'm not a LeBron fan, nor I'm a Michael Jordan fan. So I'm being pragmatic here. There's no emotions over here, so I'm just looking strictly at.
Okay, he shot better than LeBron, 27.91 to LeBron's 27.65. It wasn't overwhelming, but overall, yeah. I mean, Jordan scored more. He didn't have as many wins, but you can go all over the place. I mean, how many 40-point games did Jordan have? He had 159 to LeBron's 44, but that's because LeBron's more of a disher. Okay, Jordan wasn't. Jordan didn't have a whole lot in assists, but he scored a hell of a lot more in 30-point games and 20-point games than LeBron did. He had LeBron beating all those categories. But assists and rebounds obviously goes to LeBron. LeBron's not going to win most of those scoring titles because obviously he was a disher and a rebounder. He's all world. That's why people compare him now and say, well, listen, could LeBron survive in the 90s world? Yes, he could have. Yes, he could have. I'll say that. LeBron could have gone in there in the 90s and he could have competed with anybody in the league because look at his body, man. He's a freaking specimen. He's a freaking specimen, man. He's a freaking physical specimen. Jordan wouldn't have that same build, but we're talking about two different players and two different eras. Although I see LeBron wearing number 23, who else wore 23? You know what I mean? So we know who he looked up to. We know who we're comparing him to. And he wanted to be better than Michael Jordan. And that's one thing I can appreciate him for. I'm not trying to be like Michael. I'm trying to be better than Michael. But because of his greatness, we're going to always compare the two players. Numbers-wise, it's slightly favoring Michael over LeBron. But I understand LeBron has done a lot more with a lot less. So that's why you're looking at LeBron differently too. But yeah, hey, listen, man, we're gonna go on for decades, man. Even when we're old and gone, it's still gonna be like, yeah, man, you remember that LeBron? Man? I don't know. I don't think this guy could have done this guy could have done that. It's gonna always be comparisons, man. It really is. But I'm personally gonna side with Jordan based off the numbers, based on what I saw with my two eyes. It's a slight difference, obviously, but I still think Mike. I'll still go. If you ask me, you ask me right now, if I had to form a team and Michael Jordan was still in his prime and LeBron was still in his prime, hell, I'll even throw Kobe and Tim Duncan out there right now. Who would I take? Who do I trust in the fourth quarter with the game on the line? Michael Jordan.
All right. Well, listen, there's gonna be a part 2 of this. This saga will definitely continue, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. We're gonna have to continue this forever. We're gonna continue this. But I mean, hey, I got the facts. You got the facts. We got our eye candy. And we take those two important concepts, put them together, and we draw our own conclusions, man. This is an opinionated concept, man, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Some facts, some opinion, man. And that's how you should think, man. Facts, opinions combined. Not just totally opinion and not just totally factual. All right.
There you go.
Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and definitely
subscribe.
Video, share it. Share it is caring. When you share, definitely shares back to you. And Berick can actually.
Absolutely. I appreciate all you guys commenting and showing us love, man. Keep doing it, please.
Thanks for the doing it. Guys, it's been really good with the comments, man. And Berick and I will definitely want to try to engage with you guys, man. You know, we got some hectic lives over here, man. We got some hectic lives. Life ain't easy, man. Life ain't easy. We'll be trying over here.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Appreciate you.